Hi guys, welcome back to season 3 of the Ray Stay Coastin' podcast, where I'm your host Ray and this is Cubby. We are so excited to have you guys with us and to be back with this new season. We first just want to tell you guys thank you so much for all of the support and the encouragement. It really means a lot that you've been able to help us build this community, and we've been able to come together and learn and grow and be frustrated and be joyous and just do the ebbs and flows of life together. Really am just grateful for that. Are you grateful for that? Number blocks. 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. So I am not going to sugarcoat as we do YouTube. I'm still going to make sure that I'm being a mommy. So we just thank you in advance for just your flexibility with us as we continue to learn and grow and figure out how YouTube works, right? Like actually posting content, which is so nerve-wracking. 5 plus 5 makes 10. 10 is a rocket, right? You want to show everybody? Yes. So just to kind of catch you up, because we did take a break just to like rest ourselves and to really just come together with this new fresh content. Cubs has been doing super cool. He made a friend at school, which is awesome. And he recently went to a birthday party and engaged not only with the activities, it was a pool party. He also was able to go down slides and all that without any prompting. I don't know why he's acting like he's super shy and wants to hide behind me. And so with that, we've just seen a lot of adjustments, a lot of growth on his end as well as mine, right? I never thought my patience would be as lengthened as it is now, but of course it is. Yeah. And then we've still been having challenges with Cubs as far as like PT and OT and getting those scheduled, getting those added to the team that he has. When his clinic originally shut down, we were just having a really hard time finding replacements. There seems to be a shortage now that COVID is, letting up, or we have more resources concerning COVID. Everybody is flooding to gain the same amount of resources, as there's a limited pool to begin with, and it also kind of depends on where you live. And so today, to kind of help with Cubs, I call it his noodleness, where he's pretty wobbly at times, and some of that I think could be behavior, just talking with his RBTs and his BCBA. And then some of it, I think, the trunk of his body. And when they say the trunk, where they say the trunk, they usually mean like from the waist up, right? And the trunk of his body is not as strong as his legs. Cubs' bottom down to the feet are super strong. Like he can step on you and you really feel the pressure. And then also he uses his legs to move things around, like furniture, like we're sitting in his bed right now. Like Cubs is strong enough to move that. He could pick up a gallon of milk. I call him like the little Hulk baby. Like it just blows my mind what he's able to do just off the strength of the lower half of his body. So to help with like his noodleness, or like his inability to stay balanced and stable, I've talked about before, he has orthotics that go on his feet. So with Cubs having orthotics on his feet, we've walked out this process, I want to say like for the past 18 months, almost 2 years. And in that time frame, Cubs has had 3 pairs of orthotics. As they grow, as their just the anatomy of their body, their feet, and things change, and their needs of what we're trying to correct, they need different orthotics. And a lot of Cubby's different orthotics that we've had to get is due to his growth. I don't know if you guys can see it now, but I'm sure as we continue to do videos, I'm not that tall. My personality is big, but I'm probably like 5'1", 5'2" on a good day. And Cub comes to right under my lungs, I want to say, or right under my rib cage. And it's so insane to think that he's 3. Yeah, that you're 3 and you're that tall. So clearly we run through clothes, we run through shoes, and with him only eating fruits and vegetables like strawberries, that's a lot of what we're dealing with as far as like his growth. It's so awesome just to see. And as you can see, Cubs likes to get a lot of sensory input through his feet, right? He is very much sensory seeking through his feet. I just remember him being a lot younger, and he, Mama, I love you. I just remember him being a lot younger, and it could be toys everywhere, and I mean Legos, which Legos are horrendous to step on. And he would deliberately go out of his way to step on these things, right? And even now, like, he'll just try to like step on you or make sure like his feet are touching you to some capacity, which I think that has a lot to do with sensory seeking, as well as physical touch is his love language. I am extremely adverse to feet, always have been, and physical touch is not like my #1 love language. So I definitely think it's been a learning adjustment for both of us to realize, like, okay, when my meter's on E, okay, baby, it's okay for you to sit next to mommy, but you don't necessarily have to be sensory seeking with her and showing her how much you love her with your feet, right? And just vice versa. So I'm going to show you guys his orthotics, starting from the first one to what we just got today. So these are his first ones. They had like this space theme, and at the bottom they had like they had tread on them, so he didn't need shoes to wear them. He could wear them throughout the house because they have that extra grip on them. And as you see, they kind of curve to his foot, and they have like extra ankle support, right? This was his very first pair. They even had to be trimmed down a few times just because of how fast he grew. And then they were no longer supportive because once your child grows, they stop hitting their crucial point, and they actually cause for him, they started to cause bruising and redness. It made them really uncomfortable for him. So that was like his little first pair. And then the second pair he got to choose. So I love the people that we went to go see at the clinic. They really have the children involved throughout the process, right? It's not just parents making executive decisions. They really empower the child to make decisions because they're going to be the ones wearing them all the time, or at least 12 hours out of the day. So Cubs chose like little monsters, which I just think are so cute. And then he chose the strap color, which is green. Why are you kicking me? Because I'm talking about you. And he also chose the strap color, which is green. What I loved about these were the materials of these were so much stronger and so much more flexible. These specific brands are called SureStep SMOs. And so they have the label of like what foot they go on, the seam, thicker cushion that goes inside. And then I feel like the straps are like more secure, but they also give flexibility for you to be able to put the straps in at different angles. Because I don't know about you guys, but it's still crazy like trying to put shoes on Cubby. And these ones did not have tread. And it turned out to be better when we were in that season of life because they slid into shoes smoother, right? And so if there were moments where I still needed Cubs to wear them so he could reach his 12-hour mark, I think 12 hours or all day, that's the final number. You can start off like 30 minutes, an hour, 2 hours. And your team at the time, our ABA team, was really great and instrumental in helping Cubs not focus so much on what was new and getting him distracted so he would wear them longer. And then as we would compliment them and be like, oh, those are cool little monsters, like you picked those out, he felt more confident. And then there were other children in his clinic that wore them as well. So I think children seeing other kids look like them and having similar things go on helps a lot in their journey to feel confident, and kind of takes a lot of pressure off you being a parent, because even though he's 3, I know him seeing what other children do play an influence onto him, right? And so today we got these, which are way bigger. He still stayed with the monsters, which I love, but this time he chose an orange strap. So with these ones, he actually had to get his feet casted, which was very, very different. And that just shows how big his feet had grown, that he had to get them casted. And with these ones, they just had like a bucket of, I want to say like mold, like molding clay, and we we got his feet done that way, right? Which surprisingly he did better with the casting than he did with the molding. I don't know if the sensory was different, the feeling of it was different, but the young lady that helped us do his casting helped him participate, and she knew that Cubs was really into numbers, so every time she wrapped it, she would say a different number, and then we would count. I think it had to stay on for like a minute on each leg, and she would count with that too, and Cubs just lit up, and it was a smoother process, and then we all sang and just kind of kept him busy. So it took about, I want to say, 4 to 5 weeks to get these back. And the cool thing about the Sure Step SMOs in our experience is even when Cub grows, there's still so much room for him to grow within these, right? Like adjustments can be made. If they start to get uncomfortable at any given point in time, we can always go back and get them fitted for him better. So it's just a really good experience. And I don't know if you guys can see, but there's like an indentation here for his arches. So even now, I wish I would have showed you when he had his feet on me. Cub's arches has started to fall. And I wanted to say they started to fall when he was a lot younger. And I thought that was just so strange. You know, it's like, you're little. Why are your feet already having these kind of experiences? And it started to throw his hips off and just all these different things, and I wanted to know what we can do about it. And at the time, his physical therapist was explaining that he had clonus. And clonus is really just kind of like, I want to say like an extra jerk reaction within like your joints. And you see it a lot of times within feet. They never said that it was like harmful or if it was anything like super crazy. They just mentioned that he had it. And another thing that they mentioned too is he had plantar reflex. So babies' toes at some point they like grip, right? And over time that reflex starts to not become as sensitive, I think is a better way to put it. But with Cubs, his toes will still do that even when he's walking. So we're seeing toe walking because that's where he felt the most comfortable and stable, right? Because when he's on any other part of his foot and his feet are doing, and his toes are doing like this, and he's trying to walk, you're not gonna be as balanced. And especially realizing that your toes are there to help you to create and cultivate balance. That was just something we really wanted to look into. And on the back of all of his SMOs, you see that they have room for the Achilles tendon to allow that flexibility there. And at one point, they have like I want to say there's a model of SMOs where if your child is experiencing like severe toe walking to where their tendons in the back of their leg are so stiff that there's a potential for them to maybe need surgery, there's something to prevent that child from toe walking. Like every time they toe walk, it'll like I want to say rub them the wrong way at the back of their leg to kind of stop that that sensation or that need, or it's like a reminder, hey, put your toes flat or put your feet flat on the ground. And then I think shoes have a lot to do with that too. And so I know there are Billy brand shoes, which we don't have any anymore. Cubs grew out of them, but I definitely think now that he's bigger and we have new SMOs, we're definitely going to run by Target and see if they have any. And Billy's are so awesome because they zip all the way around, right? Like from the toes of the shoes all the way up to the ankles. Amazing, right? Easy to go, and they have like little laces on the front, but it's just a quick, easy thing, especially when your kiddo is dressing themselves. Hey, put your shoes on, zip, let's go, right? And then there were these, Nike had some called Fly Ease. These have been a family favorite. Like, Cubs has 3 pairs of these. They're dirty and worn because he just loves these so much. So they have 2 crisscrossing straps, right? And so then the tongue comes out for like maximum flexibility. So here, I'll do his new one. Make sure I have the right foot. So of course all the straps are going to be together, and then you're able to stick the orthotic in the shoe. Mind you, this is so much easier when it's like on a foot. And then from there, you're able to crisscross the adjacent straps, right? And then, ta-da, you're able to do whatever you need to do. And then these are so athletic, so Cubs can do whatever. And I know they can withstand a decent amount of test of time, right? And so it's just, these have just been so awesome. He can put the orthotic on himself. He can put the straps on himself. These have just been a really, really big fan favorite. And then they also have orthotic accessible shoes. I know Nike does, and Billy and a few others in adult sizes. So for any adults out there who wear orthotics for any kind of reason, just know that there are options for you too. I know a lot of times certain things are just geared either towards adults or either towards children, but I love that there's that level of inclusivity for everybody. And so thank you guys for watching our very first episode. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe. Our goal is to just kind of keep you guys updated on the different things that we do, the different adventures that we take. We have holiday photos coming up really soon, so that should be interesting. I definitely want to get footage of that for you guys. And if you have any questions or any comments, feel free to put them below or reach out to us at raystaycoastin@gmail.com. Thank you guys.